Hey everybody, all three of you, all three subscribers. That's probably how many I have. I don't know. I know it's less than 10, but that's fine. If this helps people out, then that's cool. That's all this my channel's intended for anyway, and just have a little bit of fun. So anyway, just did a 3-hole change. I just want to show you what I used and some tips. What I'm going to do next time. First of all, you're going to want to stand for your bike or your lift to get it up, but you're going to have to keep it level when you do your primary. When you do your primary, adding your fluids for that, and of course draining and stuff too. It's always good. I sort of used the stand and then on the Jiffy stand, try to get all the fluids out for all 3 holes. But this is the most important tool right here, is your manual, to make sure that you have all your specifications. That's the Bible. And with your owners got some good information on the fluid, quick reference for how much fluid you have. Primary, let me see. Let me back up here. I'll do the crank first. The crankcase oil, I went with Mobil 1. You can use whatever. This is all preference. As long as it meets the manufacturer specs, it's all good. I went 3 different fluids for each, for the crankcase oil, for the primary and the transmission, just because I think they should be specific, but that's my personal preference. So that's what I went with, the red line for both, and it's synthetic too, for both the primary and the transmission. Don't laugh at my my old catch. My vehicle one didn't fit under the bike, so that's what I used. And I had gloves so I didn't get burnt or anything like that, because you're going to want to run your bike operating temperature before you drain your fluids. That way they flow out real good. Went with Harley Davidson filter. They have a new one, so make sure you have the new one. I'll post the part number for that in the description. As far as the tools, you're going to want to have, of course, a oil filter wrench. You're going to want a torque wrench. You got a 5/8 socket, 3/8 ratchet, extension. You can use a big extension, 6-inch or 3-inch, whatever have you. I have a 227. This is for the primary cover, the derby cover. Taking that off, and then you have a 3/8. Of course, this is for your transmission. Excuse me, plug. Man, dinner was good. It's coming back up. So also I recommend getting the little fillers here. Cheesy fillers, but I mean, it helps you out a bunch. It's not expensive. I think it was like $10. I'll put it in the description. Also, one issue that I did have is, if you notice on these, of course, they have the markings of how much fluid level is in there and how much you've used. Well, the red line doesn't have that, so I've seen other videos people use containers that are marked. Well, I wasn't that smart, so, but now I know. You're going to want to get a container that knows how much exactly is in there, because once you start topping stuff off, they come up pretty quick, because I'm like, oh man, is this ever going to read on my dipstick? And then it'll finally start reading, but you know, you're just shaking it, you really don't know how much you put in there. So it's best to go ahead and get like a little container that has the ounces on there, or milliliters, what have you. Also, you only need to get, if you're just doing an oil change, you haven't taken the primary apart or anything, you only need one of these, man, because it in the manual it says 34 wet, 30 ounces, 34 ounces wet, 30 ounces dry. But no, reversed. 30 ounces wet, 34 ounces dry. So that means 30 ounces is if you're just doing an oil change. You only need 30 ounces, or close to it. I think I had 31 is what I actually used. So I ended up buying 2 because I saw the 34, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get 2 just for 2 ounces. But I didn't use that much, so I got that for next time. And it's like $10, so it'll save you $10 on just the oil change. All right, I think I got everything. Make sure you got plenty of rags. I make a mess. I clean it up, but I do make a mess. Make sure you got gloves, especially with the hot oil and stuff. Make sure you dispose of the oil properly, you know, it's always good for the environment and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm sort of happy. My bike's dirty, but I'm glad I got it done. And I rode it around, checking the levels. Of course, you're going to want to check your levels. Be pretty adamant about checking those shortly after the oil change. Make sure you're not losing any fluids and stuff like that. So anyway, you guys be safe. Bye.